Okay, in this worksheet, we're going to be doing some practice to go from grams to moles and moles to grams. And we're basically building to go from one point to the next. So we're going to do this like we did the conversions previously, where we're going to put it into fractions, and we're going to be multiplying fractions. This method is called dimensional analysis. So, notice it's asking for, number one, is asking for the weight, which means that we're looking for grams. That means we need to figure out the atomic mass of the sulfur in order to go from grams to moles and moles to grams. So we look on the periodic table and we find sulfur is 32.07 grams per mole. That means that 32.07 grams of sulfur is equal to 1 mole of sulfur. Alright, so we take the number that's given to us in the problem itself, and that's always going to go in the very first bracket. We're going to put it over 1, so that way we're converting that number into a fraction. We have moles of sulfur on the top. That means I want to put moles of sulfur on the bottom. Now if we look over here on the left hand side to our conversion factor, we notice that 1 goes with the unit moles. That's why I'm putting 1 next to it. That equals 32.07. That means I'm going to put that on the top. I'm essentially multiplying this by 1 because this is equal to that. Anything divided by itself is equal to 1. So I'm multiplying by 1, but it's just a different form of 1. The moles of sulfur cancel. That means we're left over with grams of sulfur. That's going to be our units. 0.3 times, if it's on the top you multiply, if it's on the bottom you divide. 0.3 times 32.07. That comes out to be 9.6 grams of sulfur. Notice that there's two significant figures in our question. That means we have two significant figures in our answer. Number 2, asking for the weight again, so that means we're looking for grams, which means we need to figure out the atomic mass of silicon by looking on the periodic table. Alright, so silicon is equal to 28.09 grams per mole, which means 28.09 grams of silicon is equal to 1 mole of silicon. Alright, now that we have our conversion factor, we can take the number that we're given in the problem and put it over 1 to turn it into a fraction so we can do the dimensional analysis. All I've done is put it over 1, which means that it's the same number, it's just in a fraction form. We have moles of silicon on the top. That means I want to put moles on silicon on the bottom so it can cancel out, because anything divided by itself is going to equal 1. Okay, here's our moles of silicon. Notice the number 1 goes with it. And this is what it's equal to, so that's going to go on top. So, moles of silicon cancel, and we're left over with grams of silicon. 5.5 times 28.09. Multiply those together. Remember, if it's on the top, you multiply. If it's on the bottom, you divide. And that comes out to be 154.5 grams of silicon. Now, notice there's two significant figures in the beginning number. That means we need to round it off to 150 grams of silicon. That 0 at the end doesn't count because it's a trailing 0 without a decimal. The last one I'm going to do for this video is number 3. I'm only going to do 3 at a time, so that way that gives you time to try them on your own before you come back. We're looking for moles. Notice grams here. That grams automatically tells you need the molar mass of whatever compound that is. So we're looking at chlorine. There's 2 of them here, so we're going to multiply that by 2. 35.45 is the molar mass that is equal to 70.90 grams per mole. That means 70.90 grams of chlorine is equal to 1 mole of chlorine. So we put 45 grams of Cl2 over 1. Grams of Cl2 on the top, that means I want to put grams of Cl2 on the bottom. This one's a bit different. Notice we have grams down here instead of moles this time. So if we look at our conversion factor on the left-hand side, we have grams on the left and moles on the right. Notice that the 70.90 goes with grams, is equal to 1 mole. Let your units guide you from one step to the next. Grams of chlorine cancel. So it's 45 divided by 70.90. And that equals 0.63 moles chlorine. And we are going to stop this video at question 3, so that way you can try a few more on your own before you come back. Good luck.